Lowrider culture is a special and important part of Chicano history. It is about more than just cars. It is about art, family, and community. These cars are famous for their unique look. They are often painted with bright colors and detailed designs. People modify them to ride very low to the ground. This style started many years ago. It shows the creativity and pride of the people who build them. Lowriders are a moving symbol of a rich cultural heritage. They tell a story of identity and resilience. After World War II, many Mexican Americans lived in Southern California. This was around the 1940s and 1950s. Young Chicanos wanted to create something that was their own. They wanted to show their culture and who they were. Many had served in the war and returned with new skills and a desire for recognition. They used cars as a way to express themselves. This was a time of change and growth in their communities. They took ordinary American cars and made them extraordinary. It was a way to stand out and be proud. These young Chicanos used cars to build their identity. Their style was very different from the mainstream hot rod culture. Hot rods were built to be fast and powerful. Lowriders were built to be low and slow. The idea was to cruise smoothly and elegantly, to be seen and admired. It was a statement of being different and taking pride in that difference. These cars became symbols of Chicano pride in neighborhoods like East Los Angeles. They represented a unique artistic vision. This was a stark contrast to the Anglo youth culture of the time, which focused more on speed and racing. The first lowriders were made by making simple changes to cars. People would put heavy things like sandbags in their trunks. This made the cars sit lower to the ground. They also cut coil springs to lower the suspension. The look was smooth and sleek, close to the pavement. Custom paint jobs, pinstriping, and chrome accessories began to appear, adding to the unique style. These early modifications were the beginning of a long tradition of automotive art. Car clubs started to form, bringing people together who shared this passion. These gatherings were important for sharing ideas and building community spirit. As lowriding became more popular, some people did not like it. In 1958, California passed a law. This law, Vehicle Code Section 24008, said cars could not be so low that any part was below the wheel rims. This was a challenge for lowrider builders. They needed a new way to make their cars low, but still follow the law. This new rule pushed them to be even more creative. It was a setback, but it led to a very important invention in the lowrider world. The community did not want to give up their unique style. The answer to this challenge was hydraulics. This technology was borrowed from old military aircraft parts. Around the late 1950s and early 1960s, people like Ron Aguirre started using hydraulic pumps and cylinders. These systems allowed a car's suspension to be raised or lowered with the flip of a switch. This meant a car could be legally high while driving on the street. Then, it could be lowered to the ground when parked or at a show. This innovation was a game changer for lowrider culture. It allowed them to keep their low and slow style while adapting to regulations. Hydraulics changed everything for lowriders. Suddenly, cars could do more than just sit low. They could lift up, tilt side to side, or even hop up and down. This added a whole new level of expression and showmanship to the culture. Owners could now make their cars dance, creating a spectacle wherever they went. The technical skill needed to install and operate these systems also became a point of pride. It showcased the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the Chicano community. Hydraulics became a defining feature of lowrider cars, recognized worldwide. The cultural importance of these modified cars grew even stronger. They were not just transportation anymore. They became rolling pieces of art. People spent a lot of time and money on their cars. They added custom paint with amazing details like murals and pinstripes. Interiors were often redone with plush velvet or custom upholstery. Chrome parts and fancy wheels were also very important. Car shows and cruise nights became popular events. These were places where people could show off their cars and celebrate their culture. The cars were a reflection of personal style and community pride. During the 1970s, lowriding became a very clear and distinct Chicano art form. The cars became even more elaborate. Artists painted amazing murals on the hoods, trunks, and sides of the cars. These murals often showed images from Mexican culture, religion, or history. Think of beautiful Aztec warriors or the Virgin of Guadalupe. The paint jobs themselves were works of art, with many layers of candy and pearl colors. Inside, the cars were just as impressive. Plush, button-tucked velvet interiors were popular. Every detail was carefully chosen to create a stunning overall look. car clubs played a very important role in lowrider culture. Clubs like the Imperials, the Dukes, and Lifestyle Car Club became famous. These clubs were like families. They brought people together who shared a love for lowriders. Being in a car club was about more than just cars. It was about community, respect, and helping each other. Clubs had rules and standards for their members and their cars. They organized events, car shows, and community activities. These clubs helped to keep the culture strong and pass it on to new generations. They provided a sense of belonging and shared identity for many young Chicanos. A very important moment for lowrider culture was the start of Lowrider magazine in 1977. Sonny Madrid and his friends created this magazine. It gave a voice to the lowrider community. Before the magazine, it was hard to see these cars and learn about the culture outside of local areas. Lowrider magazine showed pictures of amazing cars from all over. It also featured stories about the people, the car clubs, and the lifestyle. This magazine helped to spread lowrider culture far beyond Southern California. It became a way for lowrider fans to connect and feel part of a bigger movement. Throughout the 1980s, the culture continued to grow and become more established. The designs of the cars became even more sophisticated. Builders pushed the limits of customization. Hydraulic systems became more complex, allowing for impressive moves like car dancing. The connection between lowriders and music also started to become stronger. Certain types of music, like oldies and Chicano rock, were popular among lowriders. This music often played from the car stereos during cruises and shows. The 1980s solidified lowriding as a lasting cultural expression, deeply rooted in Chicano communities, but starting to gain wider attention. The 1990s brought lowrider culture into the mainstream spotlight. Hip-hop artists, especially from the West Coast, began to feature lowriders in their music videos. Famous rappers like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Ice Cube showed these beautiful cars to a global audience. Movies like Boys and the Hood and Mi Vida Loca also included lowriders, showcasing their style and cultural significance. This exposure introduced lowriding to many people who had never seen it before. It became a cool and recognizable symbol, even outside of Chicano communities. This mainstream attention brought new fans and appreciation for the art form. Because of this new fame, lowrider culture started to spread around the world. People in countries like Japan, Brazil, Germany, and Australia were inspired. They began building their own lowriders. They adapted the style to fit their own cultures and cars. In Japan, for example, J-Lows became popular, often using Japanese cars with classic lowrider modifications. This global spread showed how much the culture resonated with people from different backgrounds. It was a testament to the universal appeal of the artistry and dedication involved in building a lowrider. The internet also helped connect these global communities, sharing ideas and images. Even with this global reach, lowrider culture stays deeply connected to its roots in places like East Los Angeles. East LA is still seen as the heartland of lowriding. Many traditions are kept alive there. Families often pass down the love for lowriders from one generation to the next. Grandparents, parents, and children might all work on a car together. Local car shows and cruise nights continued to be important community events. This connection to its origins ensures that the culture remains authentic. It honors the history and the people who started it all. The legacy of lowrider culture is strong and continues to grow. It is much more than just a style of car customization. It is a symbol of Chicano creativity, resilience, and cultural pride. These cars represent decades of history, community building, and artistic expression. The low and slow philosophy is still central to the culture. It is about enjoying the ride, appreciating the craftsmanship, and celebrating a unique identity. Lowrider culture continues to evolve, with new builders bringing fresh ideas, but it always remembers where it came from. Its influence can be seen in art, music, and fashion around the world, a lasting tribute to its creators.